up, Bug Duckle Dean in the garage? I got a crazy one for y'all today. We're gonna go ahead and compare one of the new kids on the block up against some of the heavy hitters, the North American, European brands. Let me explain to you what's going on here. Wild Badger, one of those Amazon companies. You know where this stuff comes from. They reached out to me. They said, hey bud, we see you do a lot of small engine stuff on your channel. What if we send you one of our string trimmers? You can do an unboxing and a review video. And I said, no thank you. I'm not particularly interested in doing that. I'm a big fan of Echo, Steel, Husqvarna. I don't really want to show your crap. They said, okay, why don't you do a video comparing our brand to one of the brands that you like? See if it holds up. I said, honestly, I don't know that I'm all that interested in doing that. They said, bet. How about we send you one of our competitors? Then you do a review video comparing those two. I said, you know what? Sure, bud. You send me a Husqvarna or a Steel that's comparable to your Wild Badger unit, and I'd be more than happy to do a comparison video. I didn't expect to ever hear from them again. So this Husqvarna showed up. I guess I gotta do this video. Now let me explain something to you. I have absolutely no intentions of just mindlessly shilling for this product because they sent me a new one, but here is why I agreed to make this video. All the big brands are abandoning internal combustion. Toro, Husqvarna, Steel, anybody you can imagine, they're jumping ship to battery for a variety of reasons that I don't want to get into. But we, the faithful, who still love the smell of two-stroke in the morning, we're gonna need brands going forward, and there's only so many free string trimmers that you can pick up off Craigslist, bring home, clean the carb out, and get running. Eventually they're all gonna be gone. So what's a guy to do when these guys completely abandon internal combustion? Well, I'm here to find out if we have a viable option in Wild Badger. What I want to do today is unbox these two and truly determine, are these actual comparable units? Because this is about the best of the best a homeowner can get. This is an unknown. Alrighty friends, I am well aware that the worst part of a video like this is the unboxing, so we will make this as quick as possible. What do you say we go through the marketeering wank Project Farm style and just read the friggin' box? We are looking at a 28cc trimmer, pretty standard on the Husqvarna, 17-inch cut path, easy reliable starts, continuous on switch. What unit has a dead man switch? I don't know, but that's what they're suggesting the other guys have, I guess. Attachment capable, oh my goodness, that means you can use a blower, a rototiller, an edger, a limmer, electric toothbrush, whatever you got that'll attach onto this Husqvarna unit here. It's 27 tools in one. Isn't that great? My understanding and from what I know about Husqvarna is that this 128LD is your bog standard homeowner unit. This is the guy that comes with the 30-year mortgage and the white picket fence. Now, comparatively, over here on the Wild Badger, we're still dealing with a 17-inch cut path. That is comparable. Twist and load trimmer head, I think that's about the same as this tap and go guy over here. Shoulder harness, that's nice. 6-year homeowner warranty, 3-year commercial. A 3-year commercial. That's actually kind of wild, because if you buy the consumer version of a Steel or a Husky, and you burn it up or whatever, and then you take it to the dealer, if they have any reason to believe you were using it for commercial use, they will deny that warranty. So you guys can correct me down bottom if I'm getting something wrong here, but that's actually a little impressive. They're suggesting old Wild Badger may or may not have the snot to hold up for 3 years in a commercial setting. Either that or they're so darn cheap to make, they'll just send you a new one every 3 weeks for 3 years. I really hope it's not the latter. Now let's see, we're dealing with a 26cc, so already at a disadvantage. 2cc underpowered. Other than that, looks like it's about the same. Universal connection point. I would be extremely interested to know if these two heads are swappable. They seem to be implying that it comes with this pretty dope spinning wheel of death. Let's find out if that's something that's going to last more than 2 seconds, or if it's just pot metal that's going to immediately dull out. I don't really see anything else worth talking about. I'm going to dig into these boxes. Alrighty friends, there you have it, the Husqvarna 128LD sold on Marketplace for $239. $239, not bad for an institution in the small engine power equipment game. Now, comes some assembly required, no big deal, that's to be expected. You have to attach the guard, nice branded guard, PA6 integral cutter here, well not integral, attached cutter for the string, super nice. The head comes preloaded with what looks like the most ridiculous string trimmer string I've ever seen, but whatever, at least it's pre-loaded. Here are your attachment points for adding this guy on, and I honestly can't figure even out what the warranty on this is, which in my experience is kind of what they want. And your handle here. You guys want to time me, see how long it can take me to get this thing put together? They gave me the largest Allen wrench I've ever seen, which I appreciate, and one solitary, looks like M8 screw. So, no preface, 3, 2, 1, hit it.
There we go, friends. Pretty easy, nothing too crazy here, nothing unexpected. It was a plastic wing nut on that handle there. Not great. In my experience, you adjust this handle somewhat often while you're using it, so the plastic wing nut may or may not last. Everything else indexed together. It's got a nice thumb screw wing nut set up for the attachments, and then I had to use that one Allen for the head there. I did make the mistake. Well, first of all, spilled fuel friggin' everywhere. Nothing like turning your whole bench into a fire risk. But I did make the mistake of not priming it. Totally forgot. Got a little excited, which is why it didn't start right away. So this thing, had I primed it, would probably be running right now in the video. So it would have taken about 3 minutes. I went ahead and checked the air cleaner, make sure there wasn't like plastic over that or something. Then I remembered, hey, you're an idiot, you didn't prime it. And boom, she dialed right to life. There you go.
She just sounds nice. That's what you want. Dare we try its counterpart? Holy Halliburton, look at this honking thing. Look at that big bad boy. Alrighty friends, pretty much the same except for where it's different. Some assembly required just like the other one. As is the hallmark of a lot of this mainland Amazon stuff, they make up for quality differences with the add-ons. You've got half a toolbox here, which I'm a fan of. Let's see what we got here. You can't get enough of these spark plug wrenches. You cannot get enough of these spark plug wrenches. Hey bud, I'm trying to tell you, you can't get enough of these spark plug wrenches. They're 10 out of 10. Buy them. They're gonna probably be extinct soon. No one's gonna even know what a spark plug is in another 20 years. And then we have two different size Allens. A double-sided, an 8 and a 10 out of a stamped steel wrench, which I find kind of interesting. I mean, if you go to give it the beans, it's gonna immediately fold in half, but and then 3 zip ties. Why do I need zip ties? I would like to mention that the Husky was able to get it done with 1 Allen. And now I got 2 Allens, a double-sided, whatchamacallit, and this would have been nice. Husky left this out.
Here we go, friends. I actually recorded this assembly 3 times. My camera kept screwing up. This is the 3rd time. In the first one, I got a little fed up with the Allen. I cut the short end off and I chalked it up with my drill. That's what you're seeing there while I'm using my drill for putting things together. I think there were about 6 of the small size and 2 of the larger size. I recommend you do the same thing because these are Chinesium Allens anyway. It's not like they're going to last. It's not like you're going to keep them in your toolkit for future use. Other than that, not a hard assembly. I mean, more stuff to put together than the Husqvarna, but at $101 price difference, I can spend an extra 5 minutes. Not even an extra 5 minutes. I think this thing took 1 minute longer than the Husky would have taken had I remembered to prime it. Obviously, I remembered to prime this one up, and this one did kick on a lot quicker than the Husky, gotta say. Husky was a little temperamental to get started on that first rip.
Ooh, buddy buck, I'll tell you what. Not teabag. Took a couple extra minutes to get her put together on account of all the Allens and everything. The primer bulb is on the bottom of the carb, which is a little bit weird. This is an interesting one. I don't know if you can see, but the gasket for the carburetor hangs down over here. I almost wonder if that's like a heat soak protection, because there's also another one over here. It's just hanging down. So there's a tube, an intake if you will, in between the carburetor and the block, and the gaskets on either side just hang way down. I don't know if they're trying to isolate heat from the engine or if they're just being lazy. I have no idea. It's super weird though. Everything else pretty normal. I think the only thing we can do now, a little bit of real world testing. Let's check in with the old Standard and then we'll see what the Challenger has to say about it. Got to clear this path up to the back 40.
And she's off. As expected, we got this thing going. The Husqvarna really is a known quantity and quality here. So this is kind of the baseline. What was I looking for? Well, I really wanted to dig this thing down in the dirt like I'm doing there, really eradicate that ground cover for the purpose of determining when does the power head bog down. What is the standard here? I've said it a bunch of times in this video. This is your bog standard. This is the one, if you head into Lowe's, this 128 LD is what you're going to pick up. So I wanted to see what does the bog standard unit have to offer. Now we'll give the Wild Badger a rip. This is my first time really hearing this thing run wild. Obviously our first time seeing how she does. So my goal here was to put it through the exact same type of test that I just put the Husky through, digging her down in the dirt, nailing rocks, smacking it on sticks, smacking it on tree trunks and whatever else you can find, digging it into the dirt to try to make this power head bog down. And but she's 10 out of 10 compared to the Husky. The same experience, same weight, same length, same trigger feel, same trigger response, and same efficiency eradicating this ground cover. Alrighty friends, last one. You knew we were going to test the spinning wheel of death, the brush cutter. I will say I accidentally put it on backwards, well, upside down. The first time around, so this first test is with the dull side, but after swapping it around it made absolutely no difference. Even the sharp side is kind of a dull side. Before anybody gives me the business about mangling this tree, this was right smack in the middle of the trail. This tree was coming out anyway. It was either getting whacked with the steel wood boss later today, or I was going to mangle it with my friggin' rabbit badger, whatever this thing's called. Right now, I will say the brush cutter itself, unimpressive, but this power head did pretty well for being just smacked into trees with a dull triangle strapped to it. Here we go with the sharp side. You'll see no real difference. I was able to make more progress in the tree, but it's not like it was some kind of miracle saw blade with it turned around, which is, you know, pretty standard for these Amazon products. They throw in a bunch of extras, but hey, timber, tree came down, so mission accomplished. Wild Badger claims its first victim.
Alrighty friends, time for what I consider to be the most important part of the day. Let's determine if these power head and attachments are interchangeable, because that could be where the real money is. Go ahead and buy the Wild Badger power head and then go grab the Husqvarna attachments, or maybe you already have the Husky power head and you want some cheaper attachments. I think this is real important to know. So far so good. They definitely linked up. They locked in. Shaft size is the same. The inside shaft is the same. Let's fire up and see if she don't spin the light. Oh, yeah. friends, that's proof positive where I come from. Wild Badger power head, or Wild Badger attachment, Husky power head. And before you ask, let's go over and close this video out. I think I have a real hot take here. Friends, I'll tell you what, I'm just absolutely impressed with the Wild Badger. And listen, the long and the short of it is I'm not gonna be collecting money from Wild Badger or anything. They didn't pay me to do this outside of sending me the Husky and their unit here. I could have said whatever I wanted to, and I intended to. This setup I got going right here, the Wild Badger powerhead with this Husky attachment on it, is just 10 out of 10. This powerhead just feels great. I don't know what the longevity is going to be, but if you're trying to get into some power equipment, because here's the problem with power equipment, you don't just need a weed whacker. You need a weed whacker, you need a push mower, you need a ride on, you need a leaf blower. Now you start getting into attachments for these chainsaws, edgers, hedge trimmers and stuff. It gets friggin' pricey. So what you have to do, just like drills and impacts and circular saws, you get on a battery platform, get on a powerhead platform, and then buy the attachments. Well, we just figured out you can get a cheap Chinese, yes, but hey, you know what? I got bad news for you on the Husky. That bad boy's made in China too. Everything's made in China. And I think that's important because like brand loyalty is kind of a gray area these days, isn't it? It's like, yeah, only American brands, but they're all made in Mexico. Whatever. Point being, what am I trying to do here? What am I trying to convince you of? Nothing. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But what I am telling you is that this Wild Badger for $138, that is 2 less cc, but for all intents and purposes, same amount of power, same cut path, same attachment shaft size, attachments fit. If the Huskies fit, I guarantee that means the Ryobis fit. I guarantee the Steels fit. Maybe the Steels fit, but all the basic brands that you're going to find, I guarantee fit. Your Craftsmans, your Toros, your Ryobis, your, I don't even know, whatever else. I will tell you though, there are touches on the Husky that just give you a warm fuzzy, like this spark plug boot says Walbro. Certainly, if you call somebody up and you say, my Husqvarna is having a problem, will you work on it? They'll say, sure, bring it on down. If you call them up and say, my Wild Badger is giving me a problem, they'll say, do you have a garbage can? Okay, put it in it and then go buy another one. Ultimately, we have to address the fact that internal combustion is under attack. And if you like power equipment like this, we probably have to start being more calculated with our moves. I'm not saying now's the time to stockpile internal combustion engines, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Anyway, if you like the video, that's common sense. Leave me the comment down in the squawk boxes. I love hearing from y'all. Go and check out the Wild Badger if you want to. Hey man, they made this video possible, so if you enjoyed the video, at least give them the time of day. They didn't pay me to do the video, but they did send me these units and asked me to go nuts. And I said, oh boy, I will. I'll leave a last aside. I know that I'm pretty cruel to Chinese-made products. Sometimes I think I'm completely justified. There is harm to be done in overly cheap consumer products that put quality products out of business. But I don't know that that's what we're up against here. I think Wild Badger is filling a void in the market that is being left by brands like Toro and Ryobi as they sprint away from internal combustion to electric. So that's the end of that rant. I hope I didn't make this video too long. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.